It is 5:35, so I'm going to get started. I do see new faces and new names popping up in today's workout, so I'll do my intro. My name is Brent. I'm a physical therapist and strength and conditioning specialist. I do a lot of work in orthopedics, but I do also spend a lot of time outside of the clinic working with adaptive athletes in adaptive CrossFit, adaptive rock climbing, adaptive track and field. And so this class is meant to be for everybody, whether you have a chronic disability or not. This class will kick your butt. So everything is scalable. You can make this class as easy or as hard as you want it to be. And that's something I do emphasize. You always listen to your body. At any point, if you feel like you should take some of the regressions of an exercise that I show you, you can definitely do that. If you feel like something's too easy, you can take a progression of the exercises, and we'll go over that. And if there's something that we didn't cover, you can always chime in, let me know, and I'll help you out to find the appropriate progression, regression for you. So with that said, does anyone have any injuries, sorenesses, aches that I should be aware of before we get started? No? Feeling good today? All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to be doing our warm-up session. First, just getting moving a bit. We're going to do a practice round of all 5 of our exercises for today's workout. On the agenda for today are single leg, single arm deadlifts. For our seated athletes, we're simply going to do single arm deadlifts. For our windmills, that's windmills. We'll get into that for those of you who haven't done windmills before. And that's going to be pretty much the same seated or standing. And then we have our single leg, single arm rows. This is going to be a balance challenge for our standing athletes. So we can play around with it a bit there. Floor scrubbers or table scrubbers for our seated athletes. Going to be a good core exercise for you guys. And then we're going to finish it off with squat presses or dips for our seated athletes. All right. So let's get into...
Brent, before you start, check your chat. There's an injury inquiry.
Oh, can you do floor scrubbers that cover hip and tailbone injury? Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Summer.
Of course. PT to PT.
Yeah. All right. So let's then get started. If you do have any sorenesses with any particular exercises, let me know and we can find a modification for you. All right. And yeah, and if at any point you know if something just doesn't feel good, you can always come up with your own modification as well. I'm not okay with that. All right, so if you're going to be doing this workout primarily in standing, start in standing. If you're going to be doing this workout primarily in seated, start in seated. All right. Sorry, I muted myself. I need to mute you guys. Ooh, Zoom has some nice, cool looking new buttons. All right, so let's start by loosening up our necks a little bit. It's the end of the week. Just gently side bend your head from one side to the other, getting a light stretch on the side of your neck. And then gently go into that full range of motion. Hit your tension and then come out of it, going side to side. And while we're here, focus on a nice, easy breath. Make your breathing as smooth and controlled as you can, particularly letting your belly rise and fall. And then we'll start doing some neck circles, rolling your head around. Big arcs, and find your areas of tension and gently work into them. There's no need to crank into tightnesses. You just want to start to roll into them gently. And as you move into it, it'll slowly start to loosen up. And then reverse your neck roll. Still focusing on a nice, smooth breath out of your belly. And then next we're going to go into some shoulder rolls. You're gonna bring your shoulders up the front of your body towards your ears, like you're trying to touch your shoulders to your ears, and then roll your shoulders to the back and slide your arms down your side, and then continue in that circle. Arms come up to the front, and then they roll down your rib cage. And a couple more of those shoulder rolls. Wake up the muscles of your neck, get them energized a little bit. And one more, and then reverse your shoulder roll, coming up the back of your rib cage, towards your ear, and then down the front. Good, continue with that shoulder roll. Warming up the neck is always very important for us here in today's day and age. A lot of us are working at home, staying at home, looking at monitors, looking at our phones all day. Necks can get tight. Also, it's a time of a lot of stress for a lot of people. So necks can get tight for that reason too. So we want to introduce that movement. Movement provides nourishment and blood flow to that area. All right, next we're going to start with some arm swings. Gently go on side to side, kind of like a really lazy golf swing. You're going to be sliding your weight from foot to foot. And then seated, you're simply going to be shifting side to side. You're going to be shifting your weight from one side of your pelvis to the other as you swing your arms. There we go. Still focusing on a nice, easy breath. Good. And then continue that swing up and overhead, extend back, and come around in a big circle. And continue in that circular pattern. Make this into a little bit of a squat now. Really extend back as far as you can, trying to bend yourself into a bow if you can. Now, if you can't go that far, don't worry about it. Just go as far as your body will let you. And then reverse your shoulder, your circle. All right, open up the front side of your body. Add a little movement and energy through your legs. There we go. Working that core a little bit, energizing it, working in this circular motion. Good. And then next, we're going to do some jumping jacks. Hopping with your feet apart and then together. Arms come up overhead. If the hopping part of this doesn't feel good, or if your balance is a little precarious, you can skip the hopping part and simply bring your arms up overhead and then back down. Maybe add a little bounce to your legs as you're doing this. And then bring your arms down forcefully. And seated, similar, we're going to bring our arms up, we're going to slide them down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good, and we're going to go into a split jack. We're going to be bringing our arms in the horizontal plane here, coming front and back, and then our feet are going to be hopping forward and back in a little split stance. Working on opening up the front of your body. Good. And again, if the hopping part doesn't feel good, you can simply do back slappers. Now I got the cut marks on my shoulders. I'm really pulling a full-on Michael Phelps. There you go. Slapping your back. Same thing in seated. Working on opening up the front and then opening up your back. And as you're doing this, make sure you're alternating the top arm. Good. All right, next we're going to run in place. So we're going to bend our elbows at a 90-degree angle here, keep them there the entire time. And we're going to be moving our arms back and forth with that running type motion. And if you're in standing, we're going to add a little jog in place. Keep your elbow bent at this 90-degree. As we're going here. For our seated athletes, simply going to be pumping the arms. So I'm going for a little jog right now. Then bring it up to a bit of a run, so pick up that pace a little bit. Good, and then we're gonna go into a sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, as fast as you can. Pump those arms, move those legs. Fast, 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 fast. Go, 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 go. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go for a little jog. Nice and easy. Still keeping your elbow bent at that 90 degrees, pushing your elbow behind you, and then bring the arms forward. Good. We're going to do another sprint here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Fast. Pump those arms, move those legs, quick, as quickly as you can. Fast, alternating movement. 3, 2, 1, and jog. All right, we got one more sprint here. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, as fast as you can, let's go. Go, 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 go. Move those feet, move those arms. Keep pumping, keep moving. 3, 2, 1, done. All right. Should be adequately warmed up by now. All right. Who feels warmed up? All right, I see hands going up. I like it. So let's get into our practice round. So we're gonna go into the single leg, single arm deadlift first. So the full expression of this movement, taking your weight, we're gonna be holding the weight in the opposite arm of your stance leg. So if I'm standing on my left leg here, I'm holding the weight in my right hand. One other thing here is make sure that you fully tightened up all your straps here. Minimize how much your backpack hangs down from you. From here, I'm going to hinge down and then come back up. From a side view, it looks like this. Hinging down and then coming back up to stand. All right, so that's the full expression of the movement. You can make this progressively harder by adding more weight here. To make this a little bit easier, we can now put your hand on a stable surface, hinge down this way, and then come back up. Hinging back, and then come back up. Next regression is going to be taking a split stance. So your working leg is still in front, but now I'm going to put my right leg down on the ground, and from here, hinge down, and then stand on it. And the key thing is you're pushing your hips forward as you do this. Try to avoid just bending at your spine. So spine is neutral, come up, hips come forward. Further regression, if safety is a little bit of a concern, you can put a chair right behind your stance leg. So that way, if in the event of losing your balance in the fall, you have that chair right behind you. All right. Now, for our seated athletes, what we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward, pick that weight up, put it in your lap, and then put it back down. Hinge forward, pick it up, put it in your lap. Still, you want to be maintaining that neutral spine, just like everyone is standing with. So flat back, come up, put that weight in your lap, and then put it down. Making sure you maintain this flat back posture as best as you can. So a wide chest really helps with this. All right, and then you can play around with the weights to find that appropriate level of work. We're going to be doing this for 30 seconds on each side. All right. All right, any questions on the single leg, single arm deadlift? We good? All right, I see thumbs up. All right, let's continue on. Next is the windmill. So this is a fun exercise that we haven't touched on in a little while. The full expression of the windmill in standing is this, right? I'm going to be standing up tall, wide stance, and I'm going to be reaching my right arm up overhead. Fingers are pointed towards the ceiling. I'm going to turn my left foot out away from me. And from here, I'm going to slide down, reaching my left hand down my left leg, still keeping my right hand pointed up at the ceiling, and then using my hips here to power myself back up. So my spine is still in a relatively neutral position. I'm not just side bending. I'm pushing my hips back to make room to hinge into this. So this is a combination of a hip and core strengthening exercise. From a side view, it's gonna look like this. My hips are coming back as I'm lowering down, and then my hips are powering up as I push my hips forward to raise up to finish there. All right, so that's the standing version. If you need a little bit of balance assist, you can have your hand on the countertop and then hinge over and use that third point of contact to accomplish the movement. Make sure you practice this both sides. For our seated athletes, since we can't really do much with the stance or with the feet part, what you're gonna do, reach one arm up, and then I want you to imagine like you're pushing your hips back though, and you're sliding your left hand, if our right hand is up overhead, you're sliding our left hand down our shin towards the floor, and then coming back up and maintain your right hand pointed up towards the ceiling. There you go, and make sure you practice both sides, all right? You can add a little bit of weight to this as well if you're feeling really good. So here I got a 10-pound weight in my hand, pulling that overhead. So I have the weight in my right hand overhead. I'm gonna slide my left hand down my leg as I push my hips back behind me, and then I'm gonna use my glutes to push my hips forward, which will corkscrew my body upwards. All right. Any questions on the windmill? You good? All right, I see thumbs up. Good, good, good. Let's continue on. Next one's gonna be a single leg, single arm rows. So typically we've been doing our rows in a split stance like this and then pulling to the hip. Today what I wanna try to do is go into that single leg balance and then pull to your hip from here for our standing athletes. So this is a full expression of the movement. Pulling your weight up to your hip. If you need a little balance assist, you can put your hand on a stable surface, like a countertop, and then pull that way. You can also lower your leg down into a kickstand. Now this is going to be how we've traditionally been doing our rows. And then if you need further assist, you can put your hand back on the countertop, and this will further aid in your balance. And we're going to be doing this for 30 seconds on each side, so adjust your weights accordingly. For our seated athletes, since we can't really do a single leg component, what we're going to do is just a single arm row. And from here, lean forward as far as you can. The further you lean forward, the more it's going to challenge your abdominals to work here. So if you lean forward quite a bit, it's going to make your abdominals engage to keep yourself upright and avoid that rotation. Again, take a look here at how deeply I'm in that hip hinge. Now, do as much as you're capable of. Don't fall out of your chair, that'd be bad. And then pull to your hip. Do as much as you can to challenge yourself with the single arm row. All right? And then again, adjust the weights accordingly. We're gonna be doing this 30 seconds each side. All right? Any questions on the single arm row? We good? Good, I see thumbs up, good. Moving on, floor and table scrubbers. Deb's favorite. So, for this exercise, you're going to be needing a long bath towel. For our floor scrubbers, that bath towel goes on the ground. And then you're going to put a weight right on top of that. So here I got my backpack full of heavy books. You're going to lie down on your stomach. And from here, you're going to pull that weight from one side to the other, going back and forth. Now, the slickness of your flooring is going to determine how hard this is, and also the weight of your backpack is going to determine how hard this is. So if you have hardwood floor, it's probably going to be a little bit easier. So you might need to add more weights to your bag or to, on top of your towel. You got carpet, that's going to increase the friction there. That's going to make it a little bit harder. So those are some variables that you can play around with. All right, you just move back and forth. I remember some people have mentioned that sometimes their necks get sore with this exercise. Easy fix is just lighten the load and then work on cleaner motion back and forth. This is going to challenge your obliques and your shoulders. For our seated athletes who don't necessarily feel comfortable or it's not practical to be doing this on the floor, you can do table scrubbers. Take that towel, put it on top of a table. And we can put our weight on top of that towel, roll up to the table or pull up a chair. And from here, we're pulling side to side, back and forth. And it will give you a very similar stimulus as what we're doing on the ground. Floor or table scrubbers. And again, the friction, the grippiness of your table is going to make a difference on the exercise. Right. Any questions on the floor or table scrubbers? Good on these? All right, good. Let's keep on moving. Last exercise on the agenda for today are going to be the squat presses or dips for seated athletes. For squat press, full expression of the movement. It's going to be grabbing hold of your backpack. You're going to hold it in a front rack position, squat down, stand up, then press the weight overhead. Now, here's some key points here. I want you to keep your spine in neutral. So one thing that really helps with that is rolling your shoulders back. That helps lock it, really engage your upper back, which then helps keep the rest of your spine in neutral. Staying up tall, root through your feet as you stand up, and then press overhead. Ideally, keep your elbows in front as you press. Try to avoid letting your elbows flare out as you're doing this. All right? Good. And then regressions for this. If balance is an issue for the squat, we can change it up into a single arm squat press. If you really want to still be doing the press, you can put your hands on a table for some balance. Squat down, press up. Squat down, press up. You can also get rid of the weight. Simply work the squat right here. All right? And then other things we can do. You can add a chair behind you for an added level of support. And again, you can still have the weight on one side, or you can ditch the weight, use hand support or no hand support for those squats. All right? For our dips, for our seated athletes, we can do this in a number of ways here. The very simplest one is to stay in your chair. You're going to shift your hips to one side. You're going to push yourself up like you're doing a pressure release, and then shift your hips over to the other side, lower down, one side to side. So this is the simplest version of our dips. There's nothing wrong with it. If this is the one that exercise that's more practical for you, more doable, that's totally where you got to be. If you happen to have some handy-dandy bar stools or anything that happens to be a little bit higher than your chair, you can do some dips out of your chair with this kind of setup. Pushing up and lower down. And that's going to vary depending on the type of height differential of your stools. All right, so that's one other option if you have that available to you. We can also transfer down to the floor, pull up a second chair, or use your own chair. I prefer having two chairs though. So transferring down, get yourself in position, and now let's put the chairs in corner, and then dip up this way. And just like with the squats, you're going to want to roll your shoulders open, wide chest here. Keep space in your shoulder joint and push strong through your hands as you do the dips. All right. So any questions on the squat press or the dip variations? Good? All right, ready to rock and roll, guys? Let's do it. Yeah. So I'm gonna mute you guys. Actually, I think I already muted you guys. I'm gonna make sure you're muted. And we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pull up my stopwatch. All right, so first exercise is gonna be a single leg, single arm deadlift. Pull up your weights. Oops, that's not my stopwatch. There's my stopwatch. All right, and let's go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Hinging forward, flat back, and then stand on back up. Hinging forward, stand back up. So we can also add a little bit of hand support. Going back up and down. We can also do a little kickstand and stand up. Make sure you're really pushing your hips forward. 10 seconds left on this side. Good. Keep it up. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. For our seated athletes, you you're hinging forward, pick that weight up, put it in your lap, and then put it back down. All right, now, you can move as fast or as slow as feels comfortable to you. If you feel like you can bust out reps, one after the other, rapid fire, do it. As long as it feels good. If you feel like moving slower and more methodically is better for you, do that. Let's keep moving. You got 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition to the windmill. So, if I have my right arm up, I'm going to be sliding my left hand down my shin and then using my glutes, or if I'm seated, my spine muscles to corkscrew my body back up. So it's a little bit of a twisting motion as we're coming through here. So in seated or in standing. There you go. Get that little corkscrew motion. All right, and really make sure it's powering from your hips or your low back. 3, 2, 1. Done. Switch sides. Stand, make sure your hips are coming back behind you, and then coming back up. All right, keep it going, keep moving, keep using those legs. We're gonna really challenge your posterior chain here today. Good. Keep it going, nice, controlled movement. Oops, let me put that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Single leg, single arm rows. Let's challenge that balance some more. Hinging forward, and then pull to your hip. You gotta fight this rotation moment here. Your weight is naturally gonna wanna twist you in that direction, so you gotta keep yourself in neutral as best as you can. Keep going, keep breathing. Now, we're not doing a deadlift, we're staying in that hip hinged position the entire time. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Go. As you're pulling, make sure your elbow is coming right back behind you. A lot of times focusing on pushing your elbow behind you helps to really engage the muscles of your upper back. There we go. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Less than 10 seconds left. Get that squeeze. Feel those muscles between your shoulder blades engaging. 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Floor or table scrubbers. So, you got your towel set up on a table or on the floor. Throw your weight on top of that. And pull each end of the towel from side to side. Let's go. Pull from one side to the other. Keep it up. Keep moving. Use everything you have for this one, particularly in your core. If you feel this in your obliques, you're doing it really well. If you notice your neck's tightening up a little bit, maybe try to get your elbows a little bit more turned into your body. Sometimes they're flaring outwards. Maybe rotate your elbows towards your midline. That might help with this a little bit. If that doesn't help, my suggestion is to lighten the load a little bit, and that might help as well. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Squat presses or dips. All right. Grab your weights. Hold the weight in a front rack position. Squat down. Stand up. Press up. Make sure you're keeping a neutral spine as best as you can. So chest is wide as you're squatting and as you're pressing. Keep going. Keep moving. For our seated athletes, working your dips, whichever version you're working, whether it be in the chair, doing the shifts, side to side, or your larger range of motion dips. Keep it going, keep moving. Wide chest for everybody. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep squatting, keep pressing, keep dipping. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Take a little breather. All right. End of round 1. How was that? Did anyone have any issues with transitions? No? Feeling good? All right. So, yeah, get your water, find your fan, slow down your breathing a little bit. I'm giving you a full minute here to rest. We're almost halfway done with that rest break. It's amazing how fast time flies, especially when you're tired. All right, less than 30 seconds here. Slow down your breath for a couple more breaths. And start to find your weights. We'll get started at round 2. For those of you who don't normally attend this class, we do 5 rounds. All right, we're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Single leg, single arm deadlift. Hinging down, and then use your glutes and your hamstrings to lift yourself back up. Keep your chest broad as best as you can. That's gonna help keep your spine in a neutral position. If you're really challenging your stability here, you might notice your ankles and your feet are engaging a lot. There we go, keep it moving. Maintain that nice spine position by working through a hip hinge. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, seated athletes. You're just hinging forward. Pick that weight up, put it in your lap. There you go. Really try to emphasize that hip hinge. Because if you're just doing bicep curls, then maybe we need to bring the weight a little bit lower. So you have to hinge. That's my objective. There you go. Keep going. Keep breathing. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Done. Windmills. So, standing athletes, if you're using some weight overhead, make sure it stays over your head and not on your head. And then hinge down. So my right hand is up at the point at the ceiling. My left hand is sliding down my left leg. And I'm corkscrewing down, pushing my hips back, and then using my hips to power myself back up. Good. Maintain a steady rhythm, best you can. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. And then hinge down and back up. You might even notice that this might feel like a nice stretch. If that is so, good. If you're thinking, what the heck, Brent, this isn't a stretch, this is torture. Good. As long as it doesn't create any extra pains, we're doing great. Keep going. Keep breathing. Yeah, 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Transition to your single leg, single arm row. All right. So maintain this position here, the bottom of the deadlift, and then pull straight to your hips. So I'm still in the hip hinge position. My spine is in neutral. I'm trying to keep my spine as parallel to the floor as possible as I pull. There you go. Keep moving. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, good. Keep it up. Making sure you're still trying to stay as parallel as possible. If you need that hand support, use some hand support. We're going to be challenging that balance today. Keep going. Keep breathing. For the seated athletes, really make sure you're hinging as far forward as you can. The further you hinge forward, the more of your abdominals we're going to be using. Keep it up. Keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Done. Floor or table scrubbers. So, I'm going to transition to the floor this time. Taking my towel, putting it on the ground, and put my backpack full of books on top of it, lying on my stomach, and then pull on each end of the towel, side to side. Scrub those floors. Put some cleaning solution on the floor next time so that you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Workout and some deep cleaning. Keep it up. Keep going. Make sure you're still breathing with these. Keep going. Good, consistent motion. Keep it fluid. Keep it smooth. Good. Almost there, you guys. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the squat, or press, or dips. Alrighty. Grab your weights. Hold your backpack in a front rack position. Squat down. Stand up. Press overhead. Keep it up. Keep moving. Really make sure your elbows stay pointed forward here. A lot of times it's going to be tempting to let your elbows flare out as you press. Try to keep them inwards. All right. For those of us doing dips, same concept. As you get tired, your elbows are gonna wanna flare out. Try to rotate your elbows inwards, and that's gonna naturally widen your chest, maintaining good space in your shoulder joint to optimize your movement. Keep those elbows pulled in. That's gonna force your rotator cuff to work hard for you. You want that rotator cuff to be strong and active as much as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Rest break. End of round 2. All right. Solid work. Solid work. All right. Good. So, how are you guys doing right now?
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. Good. So, any issues with any of the exercises after 2 rounds? No, feeling good. So, we're gonna keep moving through. Does anyone feel like they need something harder, or do we think we all have a good level of work for us? Good?
Good.
No one's that masochistic. All right. Slow your breath down. We're gonna get started in 15 seconds here. Grab your weights and let's get ready for those single leg, single arm deadlifts. All right, and let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hinging down and then come back up. All right, it's the deadlift. So for seated athletes, you're hinging down, put that weight in your lap and try to hinge as far forward as you can as you do this. For our standing athletes, we're doing the hinge. Deadlift here, lowering down and standing back up. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, you can use some hand support if you need. If you notice your balance is a little wonky and it's throwing you off, you can put some fingertips down on a solid surface, and that can help clean it up a little bit. You should really feel the muscles on your backside working here. So glutes, hamstrings. For a seated athlete, you should feel your upper, low back, and muscles in the back of your shoulder blade engaging for this. And a little bit of biceps too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Windmills. All right. So here I got my left arm up overhead. I turn my right foot out. And then from here, I'm sliding my right hand down my right leg, pushing my hips back behind me, get into this lower position, and then using my hips to drive back up. Hinging to the side, drive the hips up. All right, seated athletes, we're hinging down, hand slides down the right shin as the left hand stays up overhead. Keep going, keep breathing. Good, and switch sides. All right. Switch it up, right hand is up overhead, sliding left hand down the shins, and then come back up. Goes deep into the movement as feels comfortable. I don't want anyone feeling like they're straining or potentially falling out of the chairs. Keep going, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, done. Single leg, single arm rows. Again, challenging your balance here. Hinging forward, and now from here, maintaining that hip hinge position, pull to your hip, working that balance. Your core and your hips should be engaging to keep yourself upright and not twisting over. Pull to your hip, engaging those muscles of your upper back. For seated athletes, hinge as far forward as you can here, and then pull up to your hip. Make your abdominals, those obliques in particular, work for you. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. All right, hinging forward and pull. Keep going. Get that squeeze. You feel this in the back of your shoulder blade, between your shoulder blades, and then also in your stance legs. Keep it up. Keep moving. Nice, steady rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition to floor or table scrubbers. All right. Lay out your towel if it's not already laid out, and then throw your weight on top, and then scrub side to side. Pull on each end. Engaging those obliques. Good. Keep breathing too. It might be tempting to hold your breath here. Make sure you're still taking strong inhales. Let that air out. Going side to side. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Keep moving. All right. Good, steady rhythm. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Less than 10 seconds. Keep it moving. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Squat presses or dips. All right. In that front rack position, squat down, press up. Squat down, press up. Keep it going. Good, steady rhythm. And this is the third round here. If you're starting to get tired, you can take a rest break if you need. You can shake out your shoulders and then get back into it. Same thing for people doing dips. If while you're doing the dips, you feel like your arms, your triceps, your shoulders, whatever is starting to burn out on you, you can take a little breather at the bottom here, shake out your arms, and then get back into it. Wide shoulders, keep your elbows in as best as you can as you're pressing. Keep it up, keep moving, 10 seconds left. Good, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, take another breather. End of round 3. All right, good work, you guys. So, the 3 rounds, we've been moving a lot. Make sure that you're staying hydrated. And then also, in these rest breaks, slow down your breathing. Take those nice big inhales. Try to make that inhale come from your belly too. Keep it up. Slow yourself down a little bit. Get this reprieve. And we got 20 seconds left of this break. So start to meander back to your workstations. Grab your weights. Get ready for our 4th round. Now remember, round 4, you might be getting tired. So it's okay to take rest breaks or slow yourself down. All right? Get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Doing those single leg, single arm deadlifts. Continue forward and then bring yourself back up. Good. Remember, you can take any regression that you feel is necessary, whether it be putting the hand on the support surface, putting your swing leg back down on the ground, so now you're in a split stance, moving forward and coming back up. You can even put a chair behind you if you feel like you might be losing your balance. I hope that's not the case. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Seated athletes. Making sure that you're still hinging forward on this. The best you can. Hinging forward, get that hip hinge, spine neutral, and then pop that weight up, put it in your lap. Keep going, keep breathing. If you feel like the weight is getting a little bit heavy, you can always lighten the load. If you feel like it's too light, you should have added a load a long time ago. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the windmill. All right, so right now I'm in seated. I'm going to raise my right arm over my head, and now I'm going to slide my left arm down my shin, corkscrewing down, and then corkscrewing back up, maintaining my right arm up overhead. And standing, wide stance, right arm is overhead, left pointed out away from me, sliding my left arm down my leg, and then corkscrewing back up, making sure that as I slide down, I push my hips back behind me, and then push my hips forward as I corkscrew back up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, so now I'm standing. I'm in a split wide stance. Right foot point out, left foot's overhead, sliding my right arm down my right leg as I push my hips back, as I lower. Keep it going. Corkscrewing down and corkscrewing up. Let's go. Keep moving. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the single leg, single arm row. Again, try to challenge that balance if you can. Hinging forward and pull that weight to your hip. Maintaining that hip hinge the entire time. The further you're hinged forward, the more parallel you are to the ground, the more challenging this will be. Good. Keep it up. Keep moving. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Anything goes for a seated athlete. Try to maintain your trunk as parallel to the ground as you feel comfortable. And then pull that weight up to your hip, challenging your abdominals to keep yourself upright. Making those muscles behind your shoulder blade work to pull that weight up. Good. Keep it up. Keep breathing. Less than 10 seconds left. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floor or table scrubbers. All right. We're making it through, guys. We're almost done with the 4th round. So here I'm going to be doing some floor scrubbers. I'm going to lie down on my stomach, put the towel on the floor, weight on top of the towel, and then pull that towel side to side. Keep going. Keep breathing. Really try to get your abdominals to work for you as you move this weight from side to side. Maintain a steady breath too if you can. Nice inhale and controlled exhale. Try to avoid holding your breath or breathing excessively fast. Keep going. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to squat presses or dips. All right, we're almost done with round 4. Keep it up, you guys. Hippers, keep your shoulders as wide as you can. Keep your elbows in if you can too. Avoid letting your elbows flare out, especially as you get tired. Same thing with the overhead press for those of you doing squat presses. Keep your elbows in as best as you can to optimize your shoulder mechanics. If you feel like you're getting tired, that's just your rotator cuff probably telling you this is really hard. To which I like to say, work harder up until it doesn't feel comfortable. And in which case, when it doesn't feel comfortable, you can take a rest break. Shake out your arms, shake out your neck, and then once you feel like things are calming down a little bit, you can get back into it. Taking rest breaks, slowing yourself down is totally fine. That's you listening to your body. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. One more rest break before we're done with this workout. All right. Any questions right now? Doing good? All right. Slow down that breath. Nice and easy. Keep it going. We got about 30 seconds left of this rest break. Still work on those belly breaths. Get that last sip of water. And then let's move back into position for our 5th and final round. We don't have Ian here to chip in, so I will go ahead and say finish him. Our good old Mortal Kombat references. All right, get to it. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Single leg, single arm deadlifts. Hinging down and then coming back up. Really use those glute muscles, those hamstrings, to power yourself up, and then engaging your core to maintain that neutral pelvis, neutral spine. There we go. Challenge that balance. There we go. Keep it moving. Keep breathing. You're doing great. 10 seconds left. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right. Keep it going. Come back up. And stay here. Let's go. Whatever variation the hip hinge you need to do that variation. Let's go. Keep moving. 10 seconds left. Keep focusing on that breath. Root through your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition to your windmill. All right. Standing up tall. I have my right arm over my head. My left foot's turned out. I'm going to slide my left arm down my left leg as I push my hips back away from me. And then keeping the right arm up overhead as I corkscrew back up. There you go. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Good, consistent movement. Easeful breathing. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right. My right arm is up overhead, and I'm going to slide my right arm. My left arm is overhead. Sliding my right arm down my leg, push my hips back away from me, and then use my hips to corkscrew back up. Pick it up. Keep going. Keep moving. You're doing great, you guys. 10 seconds left. Good, consistent rhythm here. Get a couple more reps in. 3, 2, 1, and done. Transition to the single leg, single arm row. All right. Kind of maintain good balance here as we pull that weight up to your hip. The more parallel your body is to the floor, the more challenging this will be. Remember, you can take whatever variation of this technique. If that means putting your leg back down onto the ground to maintain stability, that's totally fine. Pull that weight to your hip. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. All right, keep it going. Keep pulling. As best you can, maintain neutral spine, neutral hips. Prevent that rotation. Working on anti-rotation in your core. And keep moving to your feet. Your hips might be feeling a little bit firm. Mine are. Oof. Keep pulling. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Floor or table scrubber. Get to it. Set yourself up. Weight on top of your towel. Towels on top of the floor or on top of the table. And pull that towel from side to side. Working those obliques. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Nice steady breaths. Nice steady movement. Keep it up. Keep moving. Almost there, you guys. Almost done. Keep it up. Keep going. 20 seconds left. Good steady movement here. Keep it going. Keep going. Focus on that breathing. That part's key. 10 seconds left. Long stretch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise. Squat presses and dipped. This is the final sprint. Let's go. And once you get in position, get to it. Squatting down, press the weight up overhead. Down, press the weight overhead. Make sure you're maintaining a neutral spine as best as you can. Chest is wide as you squat down. Chest is wide as you stand up and press that weight over your head. Right, keep your elbows in as best as you can. Avoiding letting them flare out with the presses. Same thing with the dips here. Chest is wide, elbows in. Rooting strong through your hands. Press all the way down. Kind of like you're trying to push your hands through your chair or whatever surface that you're dipping on. Push your hands through that surface. Keep going. Keep breathing. Almost there. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Great work, you guys. I see some bobbling heads, lollygagging tongues, heavy looking breathing. It's the look I like to see at the end of a workout class. All right. Who's ready for round 6? No, not today. Probably not anywhere in the near future. All right. How are you guys feeling after this workout? Good? Any questions on what we covered today in the workout? Yeah? All right, good. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. I hope you guys feel a little bit of energy going into your and have a good weekend. See you guys next week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brooke. Bye, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
You.
All right, bye, guys.